Hey everyone, it is Neha here with College Shortcuts. I hope you are having an incredible day today. I wanted to do a quick video here to talk about something that I've been thinking about pretty heavily. And let me go ahead and turn off my notifications so you guys don't hear nonstop chats that I'll be getting usually through the day. Let me turn that off. Okay, perfect. So I wanted to do this quick video here today to talk to you a little bit about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Now, the last time I did a Facebook Live, people told me they could not hear me. So if you are on right now and you can hear me and see me, please type in yes into the comments below. That way I know that you absolutely can hear me. So just this past weekend, and something I was thinking about is about feminism. You know, Meghan Markle, who is the newlywed to the royal family, I was listening to one of her speeches at the UN, and one of the things she says is, I'm a woman and I am feminist. And, you know, I love this speech because she talks about how in her entire life, she has always been a feminist, almost to a point of not even realizing it. And it got me thinking about myself and my own journey and what I do here at College Shortcuts. And I've realized that I am a woman and I am a feminist in a lot of ways. And one of the biggest things that we do here at College Shortcuts that makes us really part of the cause towards feminism is that our entire motto and our brand of what we do is to make moms' lives easier. We, of course, make parents' lives easier. But I was looking back through all of our clients, and when we look at who it is that signs up for our services, 99% of my clients are women. And I feel like whenever a mother uses our services, they are stating things to not only themselves, but to their children and to their spouses. When they use our services, what they're saying, the reason why I think our product and what we serve families with is a feminist movement is because we are here to help moms. We are here to make their lives easier. We know how hard their lives are, how much they're dealing with, how much they're managing. And so we are a very female-driven product. Most people don't know this, but 70% of my team is female. So when you're using our services, you should know we're owned, of course, by me, the female minority business owner, and many of our team members are some of the most intelligent, hardworking females I know. The second thing you should also know is that there's nothing wrong with wanting support as a mother. You know, I was writing down a statistic. According to one of the family service foundations, they said that in 89% of families, the expectation falls on the mother when it comes to their child's education. I was looking back through some of my emails with clients over the last 12 years. These were some of the things that moms had said. Well, most PTA meetings are filled with mothers, whether they're working or not. Whenever there's classroom activities or field trips or things, it's the mother's job to manage this. Whenever there's big projects going on or, telling the child when to do homework or getting things done, this falls on the mother's shoulder. And so it always floors me to all these moms out there that reach out to us. One of the things they'll always say is, some of them don't actually, but a majority will say, I need to check in with my husband first, or I need to touch base with them to check if they're okay with this. I ask you as a woman, you are the queen of your home. You are the CEO, the chief emotional officer of that household. It is your role to be involved in all these moving parts in your home. And I know a lot of husbands are involved, but I'm speaking just to the clients that I know, 99% are female. And so to all the moms and dads out there, to me, I am a feminist. And I provide a service to make moms' lives easier. We literally are standing up for women that are busy, that have things to do, that know that their child doesn't always listen to them. For a lot of dads and moms, I'll talk about the dads. They go to work. They don't know the level to which all the work is that you do. You make sure everything looks great when they come home, things look nice, food is ready, etc. These are the typical roles we see with a lot of families, even if the mom is working or not. So from my viewpoint, it really is about making sure that we provide these types of services for mothers to make their lives easier. Now, I'm going to do a quick sound check because I'm not hearing from you guys. If you can hear me, say yes, but I am going to really quickly check my sound by pulling myself up on my, oops. Whoops, of course there's always going to be a blooper in my videos. Let me check if you guys can absolutely hear me here. Because, if you can, just say yes or hit the like button. That would be really helpful. Let's see. I'm going to talk.
Let me check if
okay.
You can absolutely
Looks like I am working.
Because,
all right. Cool. Okay, so I'm definitely being heard, which is very important. Okay, so yes. Oh, thank you, Albretta. Nice to see you. Also, this is live, so if you are wanting me to answer any of your questions or if you want to voice anything or talk about your situation, I would love for you to share. Just a heads up. So, like I was saying, 89% of the burden that goes on in terms of the two parents is specifically with females, mostly the mother's role. And it's been like this for year after year after year, decades after decades. Child rearing, education management all falls onto the woman's role. So to me, as a feminist, I ask you, how are you the queen in your house? How do you tell your family what you need and the support you need? Because we all know you can't do it all. It's very challenging. And the truth is, I'll tell you about a mom I spoke with last year. It was fascinating. She actually didn't speak English very well, and she was great in emails, but eventually we got on the phone and she said, Neha, I know my daughter needs this service. My husband does not agree with the costs, so I'm going to have you charge my parents in Asia. I'm going to have you charge their card and get the payment from them, and I'm going to do this for me. Her kid is now accepted into Dartmouth, and she knew that her husband would never get on board. She listened to me. She's watched my videos. She's read my emails. She knew she needed this for her child. She knew she couldn't do this alone. And I'll just get really real with you, women. We have incredible intuition as females. We know when something feels right. We know when we need support. And a lot of times we don't need a man's approval in that. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers today, but I felt very compelled. I did my meditation this morning, and it was amazing. I was holding hands with thousands of children because that's my goal in the next few years, is to help more and more. And I just felt the circle of women and children, and I am a feminist. I really believe that it's not your job to, check with your husband. If this is something you think you need and you want the support, you get that support. And I think there's a lot of women out there that feel the need to check in. But let me tell you, when I talk with the dads or when they're trying to get, both parents on board, most dads, I hate to say this, have an ego about it. They think, well, we can do this on our own. We don't need somebody to help with this. We don't need this is expensive. This isn't worth it. Well, here's my question to you mothers. I've written a few for you down. You are the CEO of your house. You have a teenager that is hard to manage most of the time. Most of our dads that are at work, they have team members, they are managers. They have people that actually listen to them. You do not. And the truth is, inside how hard this process is. Even if you are a working mom, it falls on you most of the time, because I did this for 12 years. I've walked into 1,000 homes. It's your job to make sure the kids' homework is done, right? It's your job to make sure they're doing test prep. It's your job to make sure their backpack is packed right when it comes to field trips or if they forgot something and they need it at school. Who does that fall on? So, while I'm getting real with you about being a feminist, I want you to ask yourself some questions when you think your husband needs to be fully deciding in this decision. Number 1, will my husband take on the ownership at more than 50% of this project of getting our kid into college? Number 2, will they be offering a lot of hours of their time researching, reading through blogs, checking all the college websites, doing all of the research needed? Because, let's face it, you and your husband are not experts at this. In the 80s, when you were applying to top colleges, for example, I was talking to a mom, Princeton mom, who was like, oh my God, the acceptance rate to get into Princeton is now the acceptance rate of the top 80 colleges in the US now. So will your husband be involved in the process every step of the way? Will your husband be involved in the entire planning of the process, whether it be every detail to the college visit? Will they be effective in their leadership in your home, in influencing and inspiring your child? Or will it be a yelling match? Will your child be involved? Will your husband be involved in every detail of the essay? Will your husband be there at night to comfort you while you are trying to do this on your own and massaging your back when you can't sleep at night about your kid getting into their dream college? I'm getting a lot of no's, by the way. And the reason why I ask these pinpointed questions is because over and over, I see women considering and defaulting to their husband. I understand that it is a family decision. I am not questioning that. But I do think women need to stand up for themselves a lot more in this process. Yes, the husband's involved in the decision making, but at some point you have to ask, is he going to be doing this for hundreds of hours of his time? Or is your hourly rate that low in your household? They say that the average salary of a mother is in the 6 figures. If you compared the amount of time, energy, 24/7 nonstop work that you do. I've read articles that have said $150,000 a year is what a mother should be paid. In my opinion, you should get paid millions. So, this is a video about being a feminist. I am a female minority business owner, and I will tell you, I am all about feminism. I am all about children getting the right education. I am all about supporting mothers through this process. And every single time that I talk to a mom, I'll tell you a great example. I was talking with a mom last year who lived in, I'm going to change the state because, she's very well known. Let's just say her husband has Jeff Bezos from Amazon, the founder, on speed dial. They make multi-millions of dollars, okay? Private planes, you name it. I work with some incredible families when it comes to their wealth and their status and whatnot, as one of the top college consultants in the country. Her husband wasn't on board. They only have one child. And he still was like, this is a waste of money. We can do it ourselves. You can manage this. And you know what she said? She said, no. I need someone to deeply connect with my child. I need my child to have a mentor. I need my child to be connected to someone that can keep us updated through this process. I need a team. You want a good result, you get a team. I want to ask you, do you ask your husbands how much of a team they have at work? Where's your team, ladies? Where is your team? To me, it is all about getting your team. I am part of that team. When you look at the lead actress, there's always the supporting actress behind her. There's always the assistants. There's always the team. So I ask you today, all of the women in the world, when I was looking at Meghan Markle, 3 years older than Prince Harry, you know, already had an established career. She, like me, building education and doing things in Africa. And I thought to myself, for all the women out there, how are you a queen in your home? How do you hold yourself to the standards of the support you need? How do you take care of yourself? To me, College Shortcuts is a feminist product. College Shortcuts is a way for women to step up for themselves. College Shortcuts is a way for women to say, I think that I need self-care in this process. I want to sleep better at night. I want to know that my child is taken care of. I want to know that there's a team behind me as the CEO of this household. So until we get to the point where husbands are also expected at every field trip, every PTA meeting, every classroom thing, signing every document, or maybe taking lead once in a while, women, stand up for yourselves. I am a woman and I am a feminist. And I truly believe that when you get the support you need from the mothers I've talked to, getting into top Ivy Leagues, getting into top schools for their children, they didn't always have their husbands on their side about this. They didn't always agree. But you know, as a woman, you have a much stronger intuition than your husband. You know what your needs are. You know what your limitations are. You don't have a fragile ego about it. You know what your limitations are, and you know what you're good at and what you're not good at. But most men, they always think they're right. You have to work at making them get on board. But at some point, I get to the point where I'm like, unless he is going to be spending upwards of 80 to 100 hours, or even 45 to 100 hours, which is what typically we do with students, if he's going to take that on for you, you don't need his approval. That's just my view. And I know I'm going to ruffle feathers with this, but from the families I've worked with, from even my own family, from even cousins that I know, I can't even begin to tell you how busy some of these families are. And then, let's talk about some of the family dynamics that we have. We have some families where and I'm just talking about married couples right now, the dad and the mom are both working, but yet this completely typically falls on the parents of the mother's shoulder. We have some families where the husband is working all the time, not really involved, not around, but the provider, and it falls on the mom's role, yet she can't invest in the things she needs for her own children because he gets to decide where the money goes. This is my view on it. If you as a mom find value in what we offer, if you as a mom know that you are going to need assistance in this, send us a message above. Because I truly believe when you look at our website and you look at our reviews and you look at what we do, I believe every woman needs help in this process. The college process was different than when you applied. The college process is definitely different when your husband applied. And unless you, in the bottom of your heart, I'm speaking to your heart here, moms, because I know you're tired. Unless you know for sure that your husband is one of those special unicorns that will be involved, the special unicorn dad. I come across them 1 out of 100 dads. Okay? So I know he's a unicorn. Unless you have a unicorn husband that is going to take lead of this project, he's going to spend his evenings researching blog after blog. He becomes an expert at college admissions. He entertains and makes it fun for your child. He leads the entire process, and you get to have your feet up and relax. If that is not the case, you don't need his approval. Because the reality is, this burden will fall on you. The reality is, when they apply and they get those rejections, that's going to fall on you. When you apply and you don't get the amount of scholarships that you know you could have if you worked with us, that's going to fall on you. And let me tell you some of the husband responses. These are great. Honey, He can just go nearby. It's not a big deal, whatever, it's fine. Second, I don't understand. He did good in school. She did great in the grades. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, they should have accepted her. Oh, well. 3, that college is too expensive. So, let's just go to the one over here. Whatever, She's a girl. It's not a big deal. I know that's disturbing. I know I just made some people pissed, but I do hear this stuff. So I want you to know, and I'm inviting you into this discussion here. I want to hear from you. I see a lot of you guys are logging in right now. Please type in a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling as I talk about this, because this is a controversial topic. And I think it's a big, big thing. I was looking at an article, and nowhere in articles, I'll be honest. A lot's been going on in Houston. We recently had a school shooting. It's been really stressful. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is I'm reading articles, even just the media. Look at it. And it says the mother should know their child. Where are the dads in this conversation with the sons? It frustrates me. We talk about equality. We talk about, women are now equal to their husbands. But we don't act that way. I see a lot of moms that are not stepping into their queendom. They're not. They're not stepping into their queendom. And it's painful to watch over and over when they have to get their husband's approval or be like, can we please get this? I think we really need this. I need this. That's what the statement should be. I need this. Do you want a happy wife right now? Do you want a happy wife for the next 6 months while we're trying to get our kid into college or not? Because I'm going to become a tiger mom. I'm going to lose sleep. And if I don't get sleep, I don't really want to hang out with you. So, I hope you enjoyed this video about feminism. I have been stepping into queendom more than ever since the royal wedding. I've decided, you know what? I'm a queen and I need support. If men can have entire battles of armies and managers and team members and everything at work, and for the women, you have that too at your work, why do you not have the structure in your home? Why does this always fall on you? It's really painful for me. I was talking to a mom the other day and she said, I really want to do this, but I know I need this. I know your services are wonderful, Neha, but I just can't get my husband on board. And unfortunately, because of that, we can't work with you. And I said, you know what? I totally hear you and understand. And I understand every family is different, but I hope your husband will be contributing to at least 50 to 60%, since he's also having to, if he gets the choice of making the decision with you, I hope he also has made the decision and agreed that with not working with us, he will also be spending a minimum of 10 to 15 hours a week researching, making sure that he is a voice that his child listens to, that he can be the mentor for his child and spend that time outside of his busy, stressful day. Because if we are going to talk about equality, it doesn't just fall on you, ladies. It also falls on him. And I really feel strongly about this. I know this video is going to ruffle feathers, but I really don't give a crap. I don't. I'm at a place now where I'm a woman and I'm a feminist, and I love the fact that I literally support women every single day. It is like every time a mom signs up, you know what they feel? They feel relief. They feel like they can relax. They feel like they took a stand for themselves. Every time a woman signs up with me, a mom, I'm like, you know what? You just did an act of self-care for you. So I ask you, how much self-care are you giving to yourself? How much are you knowing that you need this type of support and you stand up for you? We're in 2018 now. I truly believe to all the women out there, this is your department, according to 89% of families. You get the help you need. And a big thing a lot of people don't realize when they work with us, when you work with another female, we intuitively are different. I love every family we work with. I meditate every day and I literally think of every name of every family I work with. I'm not just driven by data and numbers. Yes, I was an economics major. Yes, beauty and brains do go together. But I will tell you, there is a heart behind my business. There is a love behind what we do. Every morning, I'm in tears of how grateful I am that I get to do what I love and serve the women that I get to serve. The fact that women sleep easier. The fact that when they're done with our services, they'll say, my child is more confident, Neha, because of your team. My child feels like they have someone by their side. My child and I actually get beautiful moments together now versus me being the megaphone. Me being the megaphone the whole time in their childhood. And I tell families this all the time. 80% of your life as a parent is spent between 0 and 18 years with that child. 80% of your life expectancy, of your time on this earth with that child, 80% is right now. Do you want those moments to be remembered as my mom was mean, my mom was harsh, my mom was always yelling at me, my mom was always, trying to push me to do X, Y, and Z? Because let's face it, the dad usually just walks in here or there, does a little, hey, nah, and that's what he calls parenting. Some of them are great. I'm not saying that all dads are not that involved. I'm just telling you based on the client data I have and the things we see over and over and the things I hear over and over from women like you. I pray for each of you every day. I hear every single day, they'll say, Neha, my husband is just not involved, period. So I'm just going to take the wrapper off this, the bullshit that we say all the time. Everything's great in my house. Everything's awesome. My marriage is great. My kids are awesome. No, I'm taking the wrapper off the lid today. And I'm getting real, down, and dirty with you. It's not always perfect. I have seen crazy things in people's houses. And I'm not naming names. I've had people be like, you should write a tell-all book as the super tutor, super consultant. I'm like, no. My stuff's super confidential, and every family deals with different things. But let's face it. This year, it's a major reason why we built in our mentorship program. Because all the moms are busy with stuff, whether they work or not. You guys have a lot of stuff to do. The dads are working away. They're just not emotionally connected. I mean, that's just kind of what I've noticed over and over. They're just not emotionally connected. They're not always intuitive or in tune. They don't have that, what we women have, which is the sixth sense. And to me, it's really about cultivating that sixth sense and working with people around you, building that team so you as a woman can take care of yourself. I mean, so many women will tell me, I have a thyroid problem, or my hormones are out of whack, or, I'm just feeling so stressed. And, I want to tell them, stress is the number one killer in the world. You can literally kill yourself from stress, ladies. And, we're not built to be, just driving and pushing and this and that. And society has caused us to become this in a lot of ways. But my question is, when you look at effective companies or effective teams or, the way most people work, it's more than one person working in a company. And so my theory is, if you know your husband's not going to be that involved, or that, you may need to talk with him about this, I beg you, as a woman to woman here, you need to ask yourself just the truth. If your husband is not going to spend 70 to 100 hours doing all the research like you will, you're going to spend every one of your waking hours reading through blogs, getting lost, reading through college websites. If you know that your husband is not going to do that with you, he doesn't get to decide. If you know your husband isn't going to check every 10 drafts of your kids' essays, of every essay, he doesn't get to decide. If you know he's not going to be involved and attend every counselor meeting, he doesn't really get to decide. So I'm seeing some messages from Alberta and Laura. Alberta said, no, I know that my spouse won't be involved in these. Laura said, absolutely, I totally agree with you. And I'm telling you, the reason why I want to, take the wrapper off the lid right now, just kind of take the Band-Aid off the wound here, is because if I don't bring these to light for you ladies, if I don't bring this to you to explain to you the goddesses that you are, the fact that you brought life into this world, which is only something we can do as women, we have an incredible connection to our children. It's unbelievable. I was doing an interview last year with Dr. Shafali, who's been on Oprah about 6 or 7 times. She is the leading parent expert, also South Asian, phenomenal woman. And she has this incredible energy about her and intuition, and she's just beautiful. I mean, she's stunning from outside, but not just that, on the inside. And she said in our interview, one of the things as a top psychologist I tell mothers is that we need to take care of ourselves. She said, we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to have a voice in our families. We need to understand that when our children psychologically are going through their teenage years, that, barely 30% of their prefrontal cortex is developed. So everything is fight or flight every time you're a child and you are in a fight together. And they say that they are striving so heavily for independence during this time, between the ages of 12 to 18, that most of the time, no matter what you say, whether you're the mom or the dad, goes in one ear, out the other, because they feel the need of independence. They feel the need of developing sense of self. And she even said it on her interview with me. She said, Neha, that's why I refer to companies like you. Because when I see parents at odd ends in their marriages, breaking their marriages apart, or breaking their family dynamic apart, or resentment and anger, revenge, jealousy, frustration, tiredness, stress, I tell them, get the mentors in place. So women, I am a woman. I am a feminist. My question is this: are you?